Okay, welcome to part 2 of my restoration series on my Philco 52-T1802. This is the second part of, I don't know how many videos I'll have on this, but I'll have a video through the whole process so that you can see everything that I'm doing during the restoration. The first part was a first look video that I recently put on YouTube, and I just wanted to give you a quick update in this video as to where I'm at on the restoration. This restoration's taken I'm taking a little bit different path than I usually do in a restoration. Normally in a TV restoration I would pull the chassis and start the electronic restoration first, just to make sure that the chassis is restorable and functions, and then normally you would go ahead and work on the cabinet after you've made electronic restoration. But with this one I've taken a little bit different path, and if you watch my first look video on this set, you'd recall that on the top up here and on the side I had two rather large pieces of asbestos. So I wanted to deal with that problem first, and so in dealing with that problem it just lent itself to going ahead and cleaning up the cabinet and doing what I was going to do to the cabinet before I work on the chassis. So where I'm at is I've removed the asbestos, and that was a rather simple process. Luckily this is not a wood set, it's a metal set. So I was able to get the heat gun out and apply heat to the outside without damaging the cabinet. That loosened the glue that held the asbestos, and you know, with the mask on and gloves and all that, I was able to tear the asbestos out and dispose of it. And then what I did was put a layer of ambroid cement on it. Then I put on a coat of primer paint. And then the last thing is I put on, I'm putting on a layer of this, I think this is called sheet metal tape. It's not duct tape, it's a thinner heat resistant type tape. So I haven't finished it all the way yet, but it'll look, the side will look like this. This is completely done on the top. And then after that there was a piece of this cardboard like paper on this side, and I have something that I got at Hobby Lobby that it's kind of like a, it's not as thick as a poster board, but it's very much like this, that will sit in here like that. Have to cut that out and glue that in. And I think they put that there just as a preventative of any type of electrical contact coming from the chassis, since this cabinet is metal. It's probably overkill, but I think they had to take the safety precaution to make sure nobody zapped themselves while touching the TV. And then there is another piece that goes across here that has air vents in it that keeps the chassis from touching the actual metal frame. So I've also started some cleanup on the cabinet, and it's actually looking pretty good. Turn it here to the side, and maybe you can get a look at maybe a before and after difference. What I'm using is Novus number 2. It's a fine scratch remover, and it's actually designed for plastics. This is really great to use on plastic products that may have scratches on it. But it does a pretty good job on metal too. And as you can see, it's a lot like automobile wax. And you just you pour it on, and then you use an automobile type wax brush. And what that does is applies a shine to it. It also helps take out some minor scratches, although I'd rather doubt that some of these scratches I'm gonna be able to get out, but that's okay with me. I kind of like those scratches. It gives it a little bit of a character, a look of the old, but you can definitely tell a difference here from where I've started and where I haven't done yet. And so that's what I'm doing across the whole outside of the cabinet. Then I'll probably end up taking a good quality automobile wax and going over the whole front of the cabinet. The picture tube has been removed. That's the picture tube right there, and then I've also got the safety glass out, and I've been cleaning on that. Just use standard old Windex to clean both the safety glass as well as the front of the CRT. And I haven't done the front of the TV yet with the Novus or the car wax, but I expect that to clean up very well. You can see my lettering where my knobs were, and my Philco logo still in really, really good shape. So that should clean up really, really well. And then the last thing I wanted to show, or the next thing I wanted to show, I should say, not the last thing, got several things to show, was some of the work I've done on the knobs. These knobs are real brass, and as you can see, this fine-tuning adjustment knob has become quite nasty since 1952. And what I use for that is just very simple, age-old product that I can remember my mother using this when I was a kid. It's Brasso, and this is a real simple product to use. You simply take a bit of it and put it into a rag, pour it into the rag, and then you can, douse it really good. I usually let it set for a while, and then really with some strong rubbing you can get a result like this. The other thing that I do if I have a really stubborn piece, and here's an example of that. These are the pieces here that are the screen corners. They actually hold the safety glass onto the front of the cabinet, and they're real brass as well. And as you can see, they're pretty tarnished. This is one that I just simply used Brasso on a rag on, and it cleaned up pretty nice, except there's some pitting there and stubborn spots, and you can actually there's Dremel tool attachments that you can use in combination with Brasso, and you can really buff on those and get those cleaned up really, really nice. So let's see if I can get one here, demonstrate this while I'm videoing. I'm just going to let that set for a minute. And then the other plastic pieces, the other knobs. For the plastic only knobs, I just take a bowl with Simple Green and water and let them soak, and that gets a lot of the grime out of the plastic. Now this piece here, these two pieces here, these are this is like horizontal hold, and maybe brightness. I'm not sure exactly what these knobs are, but these smaller knobs, they also have some brass in there that I'll clean up afterward. And then the channel clunker, I soaked it in that simple green and water solution, and it came out real nice. I still need to probably go back. There's some dirt and grime in the corners there. You can take a toothbrush, an old toothbrush, and scrub in there and get that out. But this clunker looks pretty nice. Well, actually, you can get them actually looking almost brand new the more you work on them. Yeah, you can see here I'm just one-handed taking this piece with the brasso on it, and you can see right there that it's already starting to take the tarnish off, and it leaves that tarnish on the rag. This brasso is a pretty good product. There's other brass cleaning products out there. I've seen guys use several different ones, but brasso's available at Lowe's or Home Depot or even a grocery store, I think, probably carries it. And I've had pretty good success with it, so I haven't really been motivated to buy or try any different type of brass cleaning product than Brasso. And then a lot of guys, what they'll do is after they get it cleaned up to their satisfaction, we'll put some type of clear coat product on it to try to help prevent the brass from tarnishing up again. I have not done that, but it's probably not a bad idea, because this can happen to your pieces again, obviously. So there you go. There in just a minute or two I was talking to you. Poured some of that brasso on there, and that cleaned up real nice. So I'll go ahead and do all that to the knobs. I'll finish off my preparing this or taking care of, and the speaker. This is the speaker here that was mounted right here. Mounts right in there. And it won't take me very long to finish this up, and then it'll be on to chassis restoration. Okay, here we go. I've got the cabinet all put back together on the 52T1802. You can see got all the brass corners polished up, shined up, some new brass screws. Picture tube and safety glass has been clean. Here's a look down at the knobs. You can see all the control switch lettering. It's in great shape. So I think it looks pretty good overall. I still need to put a coat of car wax on it. I still have some areas that are a little bit the paint's still a little faded. I'm hoping I can bring that out with a little car wax on it. There's a shot of the inside, and the side that had the asbestos on it's completed. Got new paper installed, it's glued on. Speaker reinstalled. So nice and clean on the inside. Looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. Cleaned up pretty nice. Okay, so when I come back for part 2, or actually part 3 of the series, we'll be taking a look at the chassis that I already have pulled out of the set, cleaned up a little bit. And the first order of business will be recapping the sweep chassis. And so when I come back for part 3, we'll begin working on the sweep chassis. Then it'll be on to the tuner and IF chassis. Okay, thanks for watching.